Sure. Hate crime is a crime motivated by bias against race, color, religion, nature, origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, or disability. People victimized by violent hate crimes are more likely to experience more psychological distress than victims of other violent crimes. Hate crimes send messages to members of the victims group that they are unwelcome and unsafe in the community, victimizing the entire group and decreasing the feeling of safety and security. Hate crime can fall into one of three main types: physical assault, verbal abuse, and incitement to hatred. Our first guest is Humaira. She's a domestic abuse support worker funded by PCC. Please welcome.
Hi, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, how are you? It's lovely to see
I'm,
you.
alhamdulillah, very well. So, Humaira, what do you do anyway?
So, I'm one of the domestic violence workers here at the Being Women charity, and it's something new, but it's something that was very needed. Um, and we have already come across quite a few cases. Um, and it just brings to the surface that, this happens. Hate crime, domestic violence, it's a common thing. Some people don't even know that it's actually happening to them. But obviously, we're here. This is a service we're providing to support them, to help them get out of a situation like this. So,
So, how are you helping people in your job, Humaira?
uh, providing them the support they need. I mean, obviously, the first point is that, listening to their story, listening to what they've been through, and then guiding them, supporting them, making them believe in themselves. Because in cases like where there's hate crime, in domestic violence cases, you often find that people will blame themselves. You can get manipulated in certain ways where you believe that you are at fault, through verbal. There's a lot of mental sort of torture going on in these sort of cases. And we're here basically to sort of, make them that it's not your fault. Nobody deserves to be in a position that you are. And if we can get them out of that position, then that's something that we've achieved.
So, how being woman is celebrating Hate Crime Week?
Well, we've got wonderful things going on. This live show that we're doing with you is a big step in itself. Hopefully, people will listen to this, and inshallah, it'll make people realize that these things can be spoken about. They should be spoken about. There is help available. Sometimes it's difficult, but there is help available. And we here, I mean, this is a very thriving service that we're providing, and it's going to inshallah be a very successful service because we know there's a need for it here. um you know and yeah, it's
This is a very noble cause, what you guys are doing, I must say that.
thank you so much. But it's supporting each other, especially women, supporting each other, being there, listening, because majority of the time it's things that we relate to anyway. you know some of the stories we come across, you can relate to them through the cultural side. So living in, obviously, in the UK, it's always that little bit more difficult for our kind of communities to get the support they need. With us, because we all understand, we hope it makes people a bit easier to come forward to us and seek the help they want.
I understand completely because I've also lived in England, and
Mhm.
you do face discrimination.
Yeah.
In fact, my niece She was only 6. She was going to school last year in England.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
she used to face a lot of bullying and
Yes,
racism and,
yes,
all that
yes,
stuff.
yes.
So
I've been through it myself in school where I live here in Ashington, Northumberland. When I first moved here, I was, I think, the second only Asian person moving from a place where there was all majority of Asian people, black Asians. I came to a place there was hardly any. So I went through all that. But it's a lesson. It toughens you up.
it does. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It does toughen you up.
Sure. It
But
toughens
it
you up.
also, it makes you a bit complex as well. Because I remember I had moved from Pakistan. I wasn't born and bred in England.
Hmm.
So my friends always used to make fun of my accent.
Yeah, yeah.
So I used to feel really, really embarrassed about it because, first of
Mm-hmm.
all, I was not from Britain. I was
Mm-hmm.
from Pakistan. I didn't
Yeah,
have the British accent.
yeah.
So, not I'm not
Mm-hmm.
talking about Goras, even
Mm.
Asians, they used to
Yes,
make fun of my
yes,
accent. Oh, you
yes, yes,
paki,
yes,
mangoes,
yes,
and calling you all these
yeah,
words. It makes you
yeah,
feel really, really gives you very low self-esteem.
yeah, yeah. It's sad because what you find is then, the other Asian
We
people,
feel unwelcomed, basically.
it can happen. It's a sad fact of life, but then that can happen. Yes, and I suppose it's just the difference between, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't born in the UK. So I was born in Pakistan, but I moved here when I was very little. And I can relate to that because when I first moved here, my brother and I, we didn't face as bad as what you might have, but I can understand when people think, well, you're not really a Pakistani,
Yeah,
or
you
because
they feel make
you
you
know,
feel inferior
they do.
about yourself.
Yes,
And I used
yeah,
to be very, very like I stopped making friends and I
yeah,
stopped talking to people, and it made me very complex
yeah, yeah,
inside.
yeah,
And when I came back to Pakistan and I had grasped the British
yeah.
accent, and then my sister was like, "Do not use British accent in front of
Yeah,
me. I hate
yeah.
it."
But it's sad because why should you have to
Anyways,
change?
so our next sorry, go on.
No, I'm just saying it's sad because nobody should have to change.
Please go on.
Nobody needs to change the way they speak, the way they dress.
Nobody has to change,
Uh,
and everybody should
nothing.
respect
You
everybody's
know.
origin.
They should sort of, acknowledge the fact that you've become so successful. You've made something. You've decided to come here, gain some good, knowledge, and then go back and use it in Pakistan, which is wonderful. Not many people will do that.
But I think it happens with everybody, with
It's
Chinese
true.
as well, with all kind of
Yeah,
races.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
people who have a lot of hate inside them, they just want people to project it onto them. I
that's
think
true.
it's like all of the races go through it.
It's a lot of negativity. That's right.
And I mean, I did read the hate crime. Mahanur sent me that all the incidents which have been happening with
Yeah,
gays
yeah,
as well, and
that's
with all
right.
the
Yeah.
discrimination.
So
It's
it's
really
really.
sad.
Yeah.
Our next guest is Ellen, one of the oldest staff and volunteer at Being Women. Welcome, Ellen. Hello, I can't hear you. Manur, can you set her?
Yeah, it's okay now.
Hi, welcome.
Hi, Faria. Thank you so much for having us today.
No, the pleasure is all mine. So, Ellen, my first question to you is, what is the mindset behind these crimes that take place on the regular basis in the world?
Sorry, I didn't hear you right.
I'm saying my question to you is that what is the mindset behind these crimes that take place on regular basis in the world?
Um, I think most of the time it's like hate crimes come from the differences, and what I say sometimes is about ignorance.
My mute.
Sorry about that, Faria.
Yes, yes, go on, Ellen.
Okay, I think it's much better now. Sorry, there was a lot of echo going on, Faria.
Okay, no problem. Carry on.
Yes, as I was saying about, hate crime, you know, being you is not a crime. It's targeting you, which is a crime. So most of the time, people can target you because of your faith, because of your disability, maybe because of your gender identity, or because of your race or sexual orientation. But for me, sometimes I personally I take it in a spiritual, you know, spirit. Like God has created us all in a different way. We're all different one
Yes.
way or the other. So for me, I never judge a person because of the color of their skin or because of how they were created. Because I question myself who I am to judge somebody who God
Yes.
has created like He created me. I should be thankful instead.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, not everyone thinks like me. And most of the time, people take advantage in, judging other people or making fun of them because of what they are.
I think
And
it
we
makes
do
them
face that
feel better
every
about
single day in
themselves.
our lives.
Sorry, Ellen, what? I was saying I think it makes them feel better about themselves, isn't it?
Sorry, I can't hear you, Faria.
Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yes, it's much
I
better
said
now.
I think it makes them feel better about themselves. So that's why they do it, isn't it? Just to make them, it gives them some kind of a hit to make put other person down.
Yeah, some people, as I said, sometimes it's ignorance. They do it even without knowing that they're hurting the other person because this is just who they are. And sometimes is the way we are brought up also.
But what can we do to change their this kind of a mindset? How can we create awareness?
That's it. Is about creating awareness. Like for example, today with my children, the way I'm bringing them up is showing them to respect the other person, no matter what. You can't laugh at a person because they have a disability. You
Yeah.
can't laugh to another person because of you're different from that person.
Yeah.
Show
Exactly.
respect to anybody. And this is where it starts. Because sometimes these kids or anybody, they do it and they get away with it because no one stops them.
Yeah.
No one tells them this is wrong.
You're
And
right.
they
I
think it's
agree.
right.
I agree.
So I think we should carry on raising awareness like we do here at Being Woman, you know, welcoming everybody, telling them we love you the way you are. You're not different from anybody.
Thank you so much, Ellen. Our next guest is Lakshmi Prabha. She's a business student and service coordinator at Being Women. Hi, hi, Lakshmi Prabha. How are you?
Hi, Freya. It's so good to see you today.
Thank you. Same here.
I'm one of the service coordinators in Being Women, and I'm working in a multicultural environment, and I'm so proud of it. Um, it's a pleasure to be here on this show.
Same here. It's pleasure to have you. It's pleasure to be part of this. To be honest with you, I
Yes.
this journey has been so beautiful for me, and I enjoyed it so much. So, Lakshmi, in your opinion, how do you think that hate crime damages the mental health of the ones that are affected?
Yes. Hate crime is something that which makes people to feel low, depressed, and sometimes most of the physical issues which happen within the body are due to the mental health which gets spoiled by others. This hate crime is mostly around us, in the situation, in the environment, the place we live, the place we go for college, or the place we work. Uh, this is a special quote which I learned today from my boss. She just mentioned that our future generation shouldn't be a victim of hate crime. That is
Yes.
what we all are here for in being women. Very
Yes.
multicultural. Staying away from your home country as a student, working in an environment is not really easy. And hate crime is something that you don't want to feel yourself low for what you are, what you wear, how you are showing yourself to others. You should be very true to yourself to maintain the dignity and respect which you have within you. We don't want to be portrayed as someone different who's looking beautiful, or we just don't want to change ourselves for others. Then it'll be like portrayed as we are faking. Especially as a student or as a worker, we need to understand that we should be proud of ourselves. I understand these hate crime incidents make us to feel very low, depressed. Sometimes these mental issues leads to a lot of uh, physical issues like panic attacks. And due to this pandemic, 30 percentage of cases in has been increased in hate crime. Even one who are in relationship, one who are staying with students, they have a lot of mental issues because of their communications and everything. They misunderstood people, they show hate on others due to their lack of what to say, lack of mental health. So hate crime is something which we should work on. We shouldn't treat others like you are different. We should treat humans as humans. It's
Yes.
everything about how what you show will be reflected from others. So we should practice ourselves to welcome everybody into your life who you are meeting. And if you smile at others, they'll obviously smile back at you. The most important thing that I feel is that hate crime shouldn't be anywhere where we live, or we need a peace, a freedom on what we want to say, what we want to do. So personally, I suggest is that if you are feeling you are being hated by someone, or it doesn't matter, you don't have to answer everybody for everything. You
That's
should.
true. Not everybody has to have you. But I
Yeah.
think, they should make a very strict law against it as well to prevent.
Yeah, but implementing laws only doesn't even change these things. These things are happening around us. So it is our responsibility to tell them that you should be responsible to treat others equally on how you want to be treated. It is not like laws has been passed, legislations has been done, you should do this, and that. That doesn't gonna happen. If we are working in an environment, if our boss shows how we should behave with others or how our environment should be, then we'll be taking that as a lead role, and we'll do that in future. It's same in college also. If we are among our friends, if we treat others equally, they are going to treat us in the same way. No hatred will be shown, or they won't be bullying you, they won't be commenting you like you are black. I don't want to feel sad about it, and I feel proud that I'm
Yeah.
black woman. Today we had an hate crime event, and I was wearing a traditional sari which everybody loves. We
I
don't
love
want to.
saris.
Yes, we don't want to change ourselves. It's about being you. uh,
Embracing
um,
yourself.
yeah, presenting yourself. You should accept others in the same way. You should definitely
Exactly.
accept others in the same
You
way.
said it so beautifully. When we are always taught to embrace ourselves, we should also embrace others as well the way they are.
Yes, it doesn't mean like you're having bindi in your head, you're wearing specs, you're a bit dark. It doesn't needs to be portrayed like that. Oh, you look beautiful. You are wearing a sari. I like your bindi. Your specs are really nice. It should be portrayed in a different way so that everybody
Positivity is
gets that in mind.
contagious. I
Yeah.
think if you spread positivity, it always comes back to you.
Yes. I mostly believe in all my life that if you are positive, you'll get through anything and everything in this world.
Thank you, Lakshmi. It was really nice talking to you and getting
Thank
your
you so much.
opinions.
Thank you
Our
so much.
next guest is Antonio. He is our ESOL tutor and is about to start PhD. He also speaks about gender equality. Hi, Antonio. How are you? Can you hear me? You.
Okay, can hear you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
So, what is your opinion regarding hate crime?
Yeah, no, hate crime, as my colleagues have said, it's bad, and especially mostly more worse on the person that is being done to, you know. And from my point of view, what I've seen is just that, sometimes people go on and they do hate crime because they don't understand, you know. Some they do it because of ignorance, not really because they know what it, the effects on the person that the hate crime is being done on. So from observation, I've seen that it's like they don't really understand what the effects of hate crime can have on a person. Because if it was done, like just like the word that says, don't do unto others what you wouldn't want it to be done unto you. I believe if people have that understanding
I agree.
and feel this, what sometimes people go through, they will stop that. Yeah.
I think sometimes people are just frustrated with themselves and they take it out on others without even realizing.
Yeah. That's also true. That's also true because we sometimes do things out of ignorance, not knowing, and if, like you said, frustration. If our life is a bored life, you're going through a boring life. Sometimes you always want to show that you are okay, and you put that mask to say that you are better than the others while you're not.
Okay, my next question is that how do you think an example can be made to spread awareness about hate crime and the damage that it causes?
Yeah, I like in the comments below. I think Nor, she said that this should be a subject at school.
Yes,
Yeah, I was
yes,
reading the comment
yes.
now. Yeah, it very true because if you look in everything in life, everything starts at home. There must always be a foundation to everything. You know, sometimes you like they say it's difficult to bend a tree that's already grown. But it's easier to bend a tree, a shoot of tree that's just growing up. A plant to bend it to become straight. So it has to start. We need to pass laws. We need to start, with some type of recognition, and then there's a kind of a subject, a moral education whereby our children can be taught that, hate crime, number one, hate crime is evil, is not good. And it should not have place in the society at all, and then some role plays where the children, as early as kindergarten and primary school, they have been taught that no, it's not good to hate. There is just one human race, whereby we are all should love one another, and things like that, whereby children are taught from the young age, and then as they grow up, they start learning that no, it doesn't really matter about color of the skin, what type of the race you are from, which country you are on. We can all live equally just as human beings. And color is different because if we didn't have colors like purple, blue, and red, and everything would just be gray, it would be a boring world. You understand?
Exactly.
So it's just that background, the understanding, of what hate crime can do, and then continuously, on television, on radio, on shows like what you are doing right now, bringing people from different background, and show what success they've done in the world, and then from there on create that awareness so that people are aware that no, even though this has happened, the person can still become great, and bringing such notion, then I believe we can have a better world.
So, have you ever gone through hate crime, and how did you cope with that?
Yeah, with age, especially the age that I am, yeah, sure, I have. And then most of the time, when I was younger, I would say, "Wow, why is this person doing this or that?" You wouldn't understand. But as you grow older, you start understanding it's just ignorance. This person, is doing this because the person does not know. Because if he knew, then he would either do better. He would do
If
better.
he
So
knew better,
for
he
me,
would
most of
do
the time when
better.
I look at it, wonderful, very sure. So for me, how I react to such things, I most of the time I just ignore, or the ones I can reach to, I try to talk to them. I try to explain most of the time to say no, we are coming from countries, where everyone is living happily. There is no, we don't even look at that. So I just try to ask them questions like, have you ever been outside of the UK? And then they start saying, those who have, I have realized as well that those who have, their mindset is really different. But those who have never traveled out of the UK, you know, not to say that they should travel or what, but they just have a different mindset to say that no, I've gone to Argentina, I have gone to Africa, or to the Middle East also. I've ate with people, I love their food. So they'll be talking to you even. But the ones who have never traveled, it's that thing that no, it's just me, myself, and I. You understand? They have that complexity of me, myself, and I, and me in my own world, which should motivate people, to love others as well. Yeah.
Thank you, Antonio. It was very, very, very mindful. And our next guest is Fariha. She is the CEO of Being Woman and the receiver of 3 British awards of her charity organization, and a very close friend of mine as well. Welcome, Fariha. Thank you so much for coming. And I must say that she has come on my request, especially. Thank you for
Thank you
joining
so
us.
much. Seriously, Faria, I've only come because you've invited me. Yes, I'm
Thank
the
you so much.
founder of Being Women, and thank you so much. First of all, before I say anything, I really want to thank you because this show would not have been possible without you. The way you have worked for Being Women, the way you have given your very, very important time to us and contributed to the cause, I think that means a lot to us. And not only to me, because you've been my wonderful friend, but to a lot of women who you have supported with your words, to a lot of men that you have shown that girls are not inferior than boys and they can do anything. So you have really made a wonderful change
Thank,
for us.
thank you
Thank
so much. But it's not about me, it's about you. So, Fariha, mashallah, mashallah, you have achieved so much. You have received awards, you're running this organization. So, tell me your experience. How did you become, how did you become part of it, first of all? And then your experience with the hate crime, because I know you have faced a lot in your life as well.
Yes. Obviously, this organization was formed purely, I would say, on the basis of when we to challenge prejudice and discrimination in the society. And I founded this organization 2 years ago. And yes, now it's a registered charity here. But the main aim was to amplify the voices of those men, women, girls, boys who were from disadvantaged backgrounds, underrepresented backgrounds, mainly focusing on Black, Asian, minority, ethnic, because I think it's a responsibility that we need to understand that we need. If we are not empowering others, we are not going to make any change. And when you are a catalyst of change, and when you're trying to do something which others are not really happy about, or they're not ready to absorb it, you're very, very likely to be imposed to hate. For me, hate is like what somebody actually believes and they actually portray it onto you. I would just like to say that yes, we are doing a lot of work around hate crime. The area where we are based in UK, there's not enough diversity over here, but we as an organization are very proud that we are making that change. I think you have met a lot of our team members today, and they all in their true selves have made this organization very proud of who we are. And obviously, you are a part of our team as well. So it's not only us, and it's not only one person. So I would not like to take that credit. It's everybody who has contributed, even little or in a larger capacity. This charity is standing on that.
But you're also, mashallah, a very strong woman, and you have been through a lot in your life. But what gave you the strength to always overcome the things you had to face? What gave you that courage?
I think
What kept you motivated?
I
Peaceful
care.
person.
I was always motivated, and what kept me going was that nobody stopped believing in me. My parents never stopped believing in me, first of all. My sisters didn't. The friends like you never did. And I met you obviously very long time ago, and we spent like a very, very good time together, and we built a bond, and that stayed for a very long time and still flourishing, I must say. So yes, you only are kept, you only keep going when you know that there's someone who believes in you. And
That's
now
so
I
true.
think whether we face hate, I still face a lot of hate crime, a lot of hate crime still we are facing, and I think it's now increased because of the work we are doing, but still we are staying strong. And the thing which is making me strong now to move is because there are a lot of people now who believe in me. And if I today step down, then I'm disappointing all those people who have put their trust in me to move forward. I know it's not an easy journey, but if you have a strength, and if you believe in Allah, you believe in people, you believe in yourself, then nothing is impossible.
That's true. And you have made that possible yourself. Mashallah say. You have achieved so much, and may Allah make you achieve all that you will. And even all your team, they're so lovely, mashallah. They're so nice, and they all share their experiences. And anything else you would like to add, please? Any message you would like to give to the people?
I just want to add, whether it is Faria or Faria or Antonio or Ellen or Humera or Prabha, the names can change, but the commitment and the cause should stay the same, and the cause should be there. I think we should really prioritize the cause, because we've just started, and obviously we have a long way to go. It's not an easy journey, but we will. In terms of, obviously, it's the hate crime we are celebrating, so I would like to welcome all of my team back, and we will record what their quote is. But if I'll start from giving my quote is, I just want to live in a free world where everybody should be respected of who they are, but we can be perfectly imperfect. Nobody is
That's
perfect.
so true. That's
And we
so
just have to be
true.
our true selves. I come from a very,
Yeah.
like a very low background, and obviously I've seen a lot, but you welcomed me. I still remember, I'm still a fan of you, so you welcomed me. So you yourself has made that change 10 years ago to welcome me and made me my friend, made me your friend. That means humanity is still there, Faria, because we were two different people from different places. And but the way you welcomed me, the way we worked together, the way we spent time together, that made me understand that people are not loved because of their status. They're loved because of who they are.
Who they are. And I also believe, Jesse, ki if like they are bad people as well, but there are good people as well. The world is in the balance. Otherwise, this world would have been destroyed ages ago.
Yes. So
So
let
let's
me welcome my
welcome
team
back all of our guests together.
I'm very proud of my team, by the way. I think I'm here because, and I really want to pay a lot of credit to Antonio, because sometimes, when it is a women's organization, it has been considered that men are not a part of it, whereas he is really making that change to be a part of a mainly a women's organization, because he literally believes in gender equality and he's showing it. So I would always say to men that yes, the name is being women, but we cannot achieve gender equality if men don't take part in it.
That's very true. Actually, that's very true. So a lot of respect to Antonio. So I'll ask all of you. First, I'll ask Humera and then keep asking everyone else that what is the message you would like to give out.
Just that we should respect each other. We can live together peacefully, you know, take the positives from each other because we've all got a lot of things to give. You know, we all come from a lot of different cultures, different backgrounds, and enjoy. You know, the more we learn about other people's background, the more knowledgeable we are, and it's only to the betterment of ourselves. You know, so I think just basic respect for humanity, and that's the only way forward.
And Lakshmi Prabha, please, what about you?
Yes. Treat human beings as human beings. That's the most important thing, I believe.
Alan, your voice is not coming.
I would say just to be ourselves, you know, respect who we are, and love one another.
Antonio,
The beauty
right.
of this world lies on its diversity.
That's true. Thank you so much. And Antonio, what about you?
Others, mine is others as you want them to be, as you want to be treated. Yeah, mine is treat others
Your
as you want
voice is
to be
echoing.
treated, and the world will be much better if we all love one another. And I said treat others as you want to be treated, and you should have a child-like mindset where we love one another and respect each other just like children do. Then the world will be a better place.
That's really nice. That's really nice. So, on that note, we will be wrapping it up. And before going, obviously, I'll also add my messages that guys, whatever you do, it comes back to you. So make sure you give out positivity, and you will receive positivity. If you'll give out hate, it will come back to you. So try to make world a bit better place for all of us and for our coming generations.
Thank you so much for your time, Faria.
Thank you,
Thank you so
everyone,
much for
and thank
taking
you,
the time
Fariha,
out.
again for
All right.
coming, and
Yeah,
thank you,
Thank you so
all of
much.
you, for
yeah.
coming today.
You are
Thank you.
welcome.
And it was lovely talking to you.
Same to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.